Hey guys, what's going on? It's Chamber here. Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the SteelSeries Arctis Pro Wireless. Now, this headset is one of the highest end gaming headsets you can get, especially in the wireless form factor. There's a couple others that you can compare it to, and we will talk about that in this video, kind of why I went with this one. But let's start off with this. This is one of my this is like my favorite headset I've ever used. I love this headset. I've had it for about a month. I kind of decided to take a longer approach and just kind of do a longer review just because this headset is definitely not a budget option. If you're looking for a budget option that's wireless, maybe the HyperX Cloud Flights, Flight S, or the Corsair Void Pros. I'm going to say that right now. This is for someone who wants to have a nicer headset, or what I'd also recommend is if you have a dual PC setup, you might want to get these. Other people have said that before. Harris Heller from Alpha Gaming has said that before. But we're going to get into a couple more things about this. Now, the reason I actually purchased this headset was I'm doing online school, as are many people, basically everyone around the world. So I was constantly finding myself being tired of sitting down all day. And I was like, I want to get up. But my headset, I was using the Bose QC35s at the time. And I was like, it's too annoying at times because it just keeps like getting stuck, and whenever I stood up it would come out, and I was like, that's it, I'm getting a wireless headset. So that's what I did, and I got the Arctis Pro Wireless. So as you can see, these are not very cheap, but many wireless headsets are. But there's a reason why, for example, compared to the Astro A50s, which I have used Astro A40s before, I was like, I think these are the option to go with. I think it's worth the extra $30 for what you get. Now, there's a couple other things. For example, this base station is what lets you connect through dual PCs. The Astro A50 also has this, as you can see right here. I believe there's an image. Yes. So what you have to do is, so for me, I have the headphone on my Go XLR Mini, goes into the line in port on this, and it actually allows me to listen to everything. Listen to both PCs. It's awesome. I don't even have it connected to my computer anymore. So I have the DC going in, and it charges my batteries, which is also another reason why I went there. So you can see what's in the box. You have all the cables you need, a windscreen for the microphone that I've actually never tried. I don't think it sounds the best, especially if you're using a wireless headset. You really shouldn't be using it. Using your microphone. But as you can see, you get 2 batteries. That's a big deal for me. These batteries last about a day and a half for me. So switching them, so this is all I have to do to get them out. You see, I took this part off because this thing takes sometimes some strength, especially because I don't have any fingernails. But you just pop it out, then you grab one out of your base station and put it back in. Then you're charging, so you have 2 batteries, so you don't look like a loser having to charge your wireless headset, because who wants to do that? So now that we've gone over that, I'm going to go over definitely the pros of this. These things are awesome. I can go basically all over my house and I'm grabbing something or walking around. I don't have any issues. Never had any audio dropouts on these. There are a couple things, though, that I definitely do say are not perfect about this. For example, there's a setting in there called volume limiter. I would highly recommend having that on, because what does happen is, if not, you kind of get like a weird buzzing, and it's like very small, but it's kind of annoying. You're also probably going to want a ground loop isolator. Now, a ground loop isolator is definitely not required, but definitely recommended by me. This is the one I use, MPOW ground loop isolator. So it's basically just like a little thing that you use, and so what it does is it removes all the ground or the bad kind of energy in it. And it really does eliminate that buzzing noise. For example, about 50% I was hearing it. Now I can go full volume and I don't have any issues with volume limiter off. With volume limiter on, it starts to kind of come back. The only way you might be able to fix that is if maybe you get 2, one also for what you're going into on a Go XLR. But I don't know. I might get another one at some point, but definitely not right now. So back to what I was saying. The reason I didn't go with this one was because I didn't like how you couldn't charge it while you were playing. Or like you couldn't have 2 options And now with these, you can obviously get multiple of them. And I also like the OLED screen on them. I will do a walkthrough later in this video of kind of everything that goes on in here. So that's all I'm going to say about the actual product for right now. Now we're going to compare graphs. Now I compare these to the HD 600s because these are kind of known as by audiophiles the perfect headset. So I kind of thought that, hey, comparing them. Now, one thing I will say is that the bass, you want a flat curve. So you want something basically as smooth as you can get. But I will say, compared to this, these definitely do have, that has slightly better treble. But these obviously sound better. There's also an EQ built into these. So you can definitely do what you want with them. But I definitely don't, there's that slight bass, which you can mess around with. Just kind of wanted to show this to anybody who's interested. And I'll get right into, I'll actually show you guys what's going on with the base station right now. All right, so I'm back, and I'm actually showing you this with a webcam, so sorry if it's not the best. So there's a couple things I like to say. First of all, you can see the SteelSeries logo is on the top. I actually have my phone flashlight on because if not, I have issues kind of showing you guys this wheel. So if you click this wheel, it kind of wakes up the device, and then you get three options: audio, source, and options. Now, audio is, and honestly, what most of your stuff is. So, for example, you have a chat mix. So, this is basically like, do you want to hear your game more or actual conversations? I have it all the way so that all of it with the way I have it hooked up. So, as you can see, I have that, and then I have the aux cable. So, that's very important for me to have it like this. So, I'm now actually going, and then you also have this little button, sorry for hitting that, right here. That brings you back. All right, so I'm turning the light off just so you can kind of see the screen a little better. So as you can see that, now here's the equalizer, and this is actually what I was talking about in the last part. So you have balanced, immersion, which kind of brings up it keeps the mids the same, but it brings up the bass and the treble. Performance, which lowers the bass slightly, but kind of raises the treble. I definitely might, this might bring it slightly better to HD 600s. Obviously, it's all your, then you have music. I don't recommend that. And then you have a custom, which we're not going to do that. Surround. I always recommend having surround off. Surround on, it always feels fake to me. So you can have your side tone. This works even if you don't have I believe it's not letting me do that because I have the microphone muted. All right. So as soon as I unmuted the microphone, which you can see from right here. Sorry if it's kind of blurry. Let me turn on the light real quick so you can see this thing right here. So you have this that shows it's muted. You can also have an LED on the headset right here, but I do not because I kind of enjoy not having that. Then you can also adjust your volume with this. So as you can see, I have this dial and okay, let me power on the headset. So you have the little power button. And right there you have the Bluetooth button, so you can also connect it to your phone at the same time. So I have it connected to two PCs right now, a console. And as you can see, I'm putting it up and the volume goes up. I'm putting it down, the volume goes down. It's very good to have. All right, so back to the actual kind of in-depth look. Then you have source. You have your PC, your PS4, and your aux. If you're on Xbox One, I am sorry. You really don't have an option here. So maybe go with the Astro A50s. That's the only option you have for like a base station. And then options is where a lot of them go. So you can have the brightness of the headset, of the actual display. So you can see how really bright. Then you have it really low. I like it bright so I can see it. Then you have headset. And these are what you can actually choose to have if you click into the volume button. I actually have none, I believe. I might have some. I have chat. I have none because I don't like it. You also have a beep. Please turn that off. It really gets on your nerves. And then you can have your headset paired to Bluetooth. Standby mode. This basically turns off the device. So now I have to turn it back on. As you can see, it gives you this. And now we're back on. Okay. And you see the headset disconnected. Shows you your battery level. we're back in to, you see, reset. We're not going to reset it. Bluetooth. So this allows you to turn on startup, mute your game whenever you hear something, or clear all your pairing, or just pair it again. Screen, timeout. I have it set to 30 seconds. It's just the lowest. I mean, you can have it go on for, that's 10 minutes before the screen turns out. I like to have it 30 seconds just so we don't wear it out. And then mode, you can dim the screen off, or just screensaver. I don't have a screensaver. I never installed the software. And then volume limiter. This is what I was talking about earlier. If you have it set to no, it gives you slightly higher volume, but at the expense, it kind of buzzes. So I definitely wouldn't recommend it. So then we got to go back to mic mute LED, and we'll actually bring out the microphone for you guys. So the microphone is right here, and you should be able to see. Okay, so we're going to mute the mic, and as you can see, it's there. So obviously we don't want that. I personally choose not to have it. And then auto off. Can, after 10 minutes, it automatically turns off the headset. That's what I do. And then kind of just some basic info about the devices. And that's it for all of this. I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. I will link down below the Arctis Pro Wireless on Amazon. It's Amazon Associates link, so I do get a commission off that if you can somehow find them in stock. I had to get mine through Best Buy because that was the only place that was selling them at that time, and they kept going in and out of stock. So maybe if you want these, try and be very look around for them, and then maybe just go for them as soon as you see them, unless it's obviously like extremely high price. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Leave a like down below. I'll see you guys later for the next one. Bye, guys.